Hey, hey. I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes and see if people come on. Just turning off some stuff here. Hi, everybody in replay. I'm super excited for this. I've gone live in other groups, but I haven't gone live on my own page. So this is new. Got some people here. Hey. Cool. Hey, it's Terry. What's up? Hi. I was just getting started here and just waiting a couple minutes before everybody gets on. But just wanted to, I'm just reflecting a little bit on different levels of vulnerability and putting yourself out there. And that's where we're at right now. And the energies are actually perfect for this. So I've been getting the nudges. So I'm just going to go for it. Okay. Terry, can you hear me okay? If you guys could throw me like some, yeah, I can hear you, because I got my little microphone thing. Hey, Amanda. Yay. What's up? Cool. Oh, Terry, I miss you too. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's another thing. I miss seeing everybody. And I guess if I, am not also putting myself out there, you're not going to see me. Yay. Woot woot. Okay. So, sound is great. Wonderful. Yay. Thank you for being my support peoples. I just got a bunch of people in here coming in. So I'm going to start over just one more time, and then I'm just going to keep going. And you guys can just rewatch. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, girl. Okay. So this is a first for me doing any sort of live on my own page. I've been active in other groups, as a lot of you know me from there. Hey, Lala, girl. Yay. Yay. Okay, good. I feel great. I'm so glad you guys could be here with me. I love this. So what I wanted to do was come on and just talk a little bit about light language and how it presents for me, what it is, specifically because there's a ton of people that I'm friends with who have probably been like, what is this stuff? And maybe don't know how to ask me these questions. There are questions that I can answer and can't answer, and I will do my best to let you know what I know. But another thing is for you to understand that this is a learning process for me. I'm learning as I go. It shifts all the time. It changes. It's scary and it's weird at times, but it's also really cool. So I think it's more, I just want to have an opportunity to say things from my perspective, give you an opportunity to ask some questions, and then I'm going to go into a transmission because I'd like to kind of assist some of the funky, jangly, anxiety, heart palpitation situations that we're all feeling. And a lot of it is because we're feeling it as a collective. And when I say, Erin Majig, what's up, girl? Hey, Alice. Oh, look at all my peoples. Yay. I love this. I love that you're here. Thank you. I just lost my train of thought because I got all excited. Come back to me. Come back. We're at a point in time where we are breaking barriers. We're doing things. We're getting out of our comfort zone. We're seeing what we can do with this new space now that we have all this time to ourselves. For those of you that aren't actively at your old work, I am in a different situation where I have worked the entire time. I feel that gives me a different perspective. It also gives me a different job that I feel I have energetically, as far as keeping things in a certain vibration, trying to make the best of things in this really uncertain time. And we don't know what to do with it. So I try and absorb what I can and see what my gifts will allow me to help make better. Okay. Hey, Svetlana. Hey, Jamaica. Look at all these people. Yay. It's good to see you. Okay, so what I wanted to do first is just kind of go through what light language is to me, what I know it to be, and if you have questions, feel free to throw them up there. There is a crazy lag, so just know that that's a thing. Okay, so light language is a non-linear communication that is essentially your soul, your self, your highest self, that is speaking its frequency, its signature. Everyone has a different voice. Everyone looks different, feels different, is different, and that's for a purpose. So everyone has a signature within themselves that they vibrate, and that's through your own personal voice. It's through your energy as an energetic being. And, it's your vibe. So when you get close to somebody, or, like you're walking through a store or something and someone gets in your bubble, that's essentially their energy field moving into your energy field. So with this combination of things happening, you may not necessarily be touched by someone, but their energy has kind of moved into your field. So if you think about what sound can do, you can see sound vibrate in water. You can feel it when you're at a concert and you're like right next to the subwoofer and that sucker's just, just blasting. You can feel it. So what light language is it's a communication that is from souls to souls. It might not sound like anything that you can tie meaning to, and that's purposeful because it is how it is felt is what its purpose is. Some people may feel certain things in a transmission, and when I talk about transmission, I'll get into that in a second. May feel things when I'm transmitting. You might feel something weird in your body. You might feel like anxiety. You might feel a wave of sadness. You might feel happy. You might feel tingly. You might have a pain that, you've had like a weird feeling in your leg and you're just like, what is this? And it might come and go. It might be something that happens immediately. It might not be something that happens at all. You could have images go across your head. Where in your mind's eye, where you're seeing things almost like in a dream, flashes, small pictures that go by. And these are messages that are from your higher self, your highest self, as ways of you integrating the information. And the information that I'm giving is channeled through me. I also channel with a group of galactic beings. I know this is about to freak people out right now. It's okay. It's okay. I know it's weird, and I'm aware of my levels of weird growing, but it's what I'm supposed to do, guys. So here it is. Understand that you have a connection to something that is greater than you, and you can call it whatever you want. I like to call it source because I feel it's greater than what religion is. It's the thing that made religion. It's the thing that we are all a part of, where you feel a connection to another human and you don't really know how to explain it. Your souls do, and that's what light language can do. And everyone has the ability to tap into their own light language, their own lineage that connects them way back to who they were in the concept of creation when they first sparked in the world. And you have at least one. And whether or not it comes through for you, it can come through in different ways. So the ways that it can come through, and the way it worked for me, is when I was at my Reiki 2 attunement, I sat down to do journaling after I was attuned, which was a really awesome experience. And I sat down to journal, and I ended up my hand just started moving, and I started making these symbols. I didn't really know what it was. It felt almost like if you were to like close your eyes and just be like, try and write your name real quick. It almost you just move your hand. You don't think about it. You don't need to see it. You just do it. And that's literally what happened. And I looked down at my paper and I was like, oh, what is this? And I didn't know. But I had an idea and I said to myself, oh, I sure hope it's not that weird light language stuff. Yeah, so it was. Because I had seen people on YouTube who transmit light language vocally. And I didn't know what to think. And it seemed some people sounded great to me. I was interested. It was almost like it made something kind of move in my ears where I was like, whoa, and feel something in my chest. And others, I was just like, this is weird. I don't like this at all. Because things are resonant. And what resonance means is if you dig something, it works. Like when your song comes on, like when you have that song, or like when something plays on the radio and you're just like, yes, it's resonant with you. It makes you feel good. It gives you a surge of energy. It's resonant. It pings all the right, I'm getting my metaphors confused. Checks all the boxes. So for some people, my transmissions ping them. Others, they don't. And that's fine. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And if we all spoke the same language, it wouldn't work. It's not what makes the world this complex, cool place that it really is. So transmissions can come through in drawing, and I actually draw light codes. And light codes are kind of like little keys that are in your auric field, which is the field that's outside of you. And in that auric field, your higher self, your body, your essence is able to absorb this information, and your higher self decides what it is, decides what it needs. So for some people, they need an activation, and an activation is where you have little secret lockboxes in your DNA and your cells, and the sound vibration, the resonance, the intonation, what you see, what you feel, can unlock those things and allow you to raise your vibe. And by raising your vibration, you raise your ability to hold light. And light is energy. And the more light you have, the higher your vibe goes, the cooler you feel, the better you feel, the more connected you feel to other people, the more likely that you're able to not be in pain, heal yourself, heal others. And all of it is really just about loving yourself and standing in your truth. And those are things that I am learning to deal with and figure out on a daily basis. And that's why I came on. Okay. So the other ways that light language can be transmitted is through, like when I transmit, I actually do movements with my hands. And in a sense, it's like a mudra, which is energy centers. There's the chakra system that's through your body, and also chakras in your hands and your feet. And it's activating them by moving your body in a certain way. So I have movements that move through me where I actually am signing. I call this signing. You can see it through my face if I'm making eye contact or not. Otherwise, it comes through my voice in the form of toning, which is like one consistent note that might be targeted to move something open, something that's stuck within the energy field. It also can be something that tunes you, just like you tune a guitar, to the right pitch by raising your frequency. And there are other ways that I'm actually either singing, which can be like a blessing, or it could be something along the lines of like speaking. The other things that you'll hear too, that I have a lot of connection to, is kind of a mantis being sound. So there's lots of clicking and tweaking and like clucking and and it sounds weird, but it doesn't really matter so much what it sounds like. It's how you're processing it. So some people like to listen with headphones. Some people like to look at me. Some people don't like to look at me. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. And if you like it, great. And if you don't, that's fine. You can move along. So it's not a judgment in any way. It's just something that I wanted to share. Okay. So that being said, When I do transmissions, I do tend to actually take the energy through me. So that affects my body in certain ways, and it might be different from other people's light language that you've seen if you've seen it before. If you've never seen or heard it before, this will be new for you, and cool. But essentially, I have to move my body in ways to move the energy through me from what it is that I'm transmitting. So when I'm transmitting the information, I kind of do what's like a scan. So I call them the shamans. They're my galactic team of people that I work with. They have different voices and sounds. I am shown images or feelings in the body that may be of the collective of the people that are watching this now, or people that will be watching the replay. I do set the intention ahead of time that it reaches those who are meant to receive it. And it's nothing but positive healing. Let me see what else. Does anybody have any questions? I see we got a bunch of people in here. Yeah, so my shamans are kind of like, that's just what I call them. If you were to ask me a lot of questions about them, I can answer some things. There are other things I can't. I'm very clairsentient, meaning that I feel a lot of this through my body, and that's how I get psychic information. I'm also very claircognizant, and that's a little difficult to explain. I just know. I don't have information as to how I know, I just know. This is presented a lot for me in mediumship, where I'm speaking to those who have passed. It also is something when I'm doing a healing on someone that I'm able to kind of tap into their energy field and see what's going on and see where there's a stuck feeling. So you might have had a stomachache for a week and you can't figure out what it is, right? And yeah, it could have been something you ate, or it could have something to do energetically with an issue that you're not bringing to the forefront to be dealt with. And where there's light, there's shadow. And if you hear the word shadow work, or if you've heard about shadow work or some of the stuff that I post, what this is all about is having an opportunity to face the things that you're afraid of in your body. And a lot of this has to do with past. A lot of this has to do with the way you were raised. A lot of this has to do with a lot of conversations that maybe you were told how to believe, or the way the world works, or who you are, or what you're part of, that may not resonate with you. So if it doesn't sit right, literally sit with you in that area that's in your stomach, which is your solar plexus, which is the seat of will, the seat of power, where you know your worth. If you are feeling unworthy, if you are feeling less than, if you're feeling like jealousy, even being compared to somebody else, not feeling like you're able to speak about how you're feeling, that's a connection to your throat, which is your throat chakra. And I find in a lot of the work that I'm doing that the throat chakra and the solar plexus are completely connected. You might be able to know who you are and feel who you are, but if you can't speak who you are, if you can't express yourself, then you're not 100% being able to stand in the power that you are. And it could manifest in the body in a way that it hurts, or it's a ruminating thought in your head, or, you got something going on with your teeth and you can't figure out where it doesn't all the time. You're not always having this problem, gone to the dentist, it's fine. You have no cavity, but why do you have this like rando toothache all the time? Why does it come back when you have to go and talk to your dad who you have an issue with, who never really validated you as a kid? Well, it's not so much that it's him. It's that you need to find that worth within yourself and deal with it. And that's dealing with your shadow. Okay? All right. So let me just scroll back here and see if I missed any questions real quick, because I know I've been talking. Holy moly. Okay, I'm going way back up to Svetlana. Recently began speaking light language, but it flows so well in the shower, but otherwise does not flow easily. How to work on it. Just keep doing it in the shower. There's a connection to the water. I feel like this has something to do with self-worth. In a sense that, again, it's a connection between the solar and the throat. You know you can do it. it flows well in the shower, but if you're seen or heard doing it, it's an issue there. So I would try, and when you're in the shower, when you're doing the light language, ask for the intention that it helps release the blockage of you being concerned about being seen. That would be my advice. And it's something we can address in the transmission. Okay. Oh, thank you, everybody. Not freaky at all. Good. Thank you. Love your tracks. Okay, thank you. Okay, Terry, that happens to me too. Not everyone's light language is for everyone. Each person I connect with. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with, just because your light language, if you listen to somebody and you're like, oh, I don't like that. There's nothing wrong with them. It doesn't mean that they're not legit. It's just not your frequency, and it's fine. It's just like some people love fucking, oh, sorry. I was going to try not to drop my F-bombs, but I guess that's who I am. Some people love rap. Some people can't stand it. I think it's amazing. Booty music, bring it on. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Ange, hi, I can't start from the top, but you can go back. Yes, this can help you emotionally, and I'm sorry that you're hurting. So this is something that will set as part of the intention, and it should help overall. But for those of you that came in late, I went through a big explanation on what I do and what it is. So please watch the replay from the top. Oh, natural woo teacher, yes, thank you. Talking about the psychosomatic stuff. I thought I read that for a second, Renee, and I was just like, talking about the psycho stuff? What? Thank you. Jesse! Yeah, I do it in the car, Lisa. Water shower. Okay. Juanito! What's up? Okay. I do silently and humming different always. Thank you. Hey, Fran! Okay. So here's what I'd like to address, and I'm going to get into this and see what my time is. Okay. So essentially, what we're dealing with currently if your relationships with people hasn't changed, I don't know how you're existing. Because you're going to have to teach me how that even is a thing. The way that we communicate is completely fragmented, but yet we're more connected than ever. We have an excuse not to go and see people because it could be something that could harm ourselves for safety reasons. It could be something that could harm them. So we're being separated. And the separation is happening on several levels. It's physically happening. We are literally moving outside of each other's energy fields, so you don't have an opportunity to interface with each other, especially with social distancing. Not that it's something that is negative. I'm not giving a pro or con to any of this. I'm just stating the facts of being alive currently July 25th, 2020. That's it. Oh yeah, it's my Ganesha. Yeah. So, understanding this, and if you pay attention to the energies that are moving through, Chiron is in retrograde, and Chiron has to do with the wounded healer having issues around not being able to deal with past trauma in a way that is subtle. There's no subtlety. So our shadow selves are coming up, are wanting to be addressed. A lot of inner child stuff. Maybe when you were a kid, you didn't get to play as much as you wanted to play, and you feel as an adult frustrated and angry that you have no downtime for yourself because your world has gotten so regimented. So you're going to have lots of opportunities where you're going to feel frustrated until you address that little kid in you that really needs a weekend of, fucking Xbox, or wants to go climb a tree, or, take a kid somewhere to do some kid things. Okay? Addressing it is what you need to have in order for there to be growth, because the opportunity you take in addressing this issue will allow you to not have to relive it every time we have planets that move in and out of areas. Amanda. Yep, triggers will come up if you have not faced them. And triggers are coming up especially between people in a way that has to do with communication. So if somebody is rubbing you the wrong way all of a sudden, or if you're just getting snippy, or if you find yourself getting to a point where you feel like you need to be a hermit, like you want to move back and be even more out of the rotation of the social circles as they stand. Maybe people texting you all the time, you're just over it. It's because you're being affected by the energies, because you are a being of energy. You are a frequency that can be jostled. Just like when people talk about the full moon. You're like, is it a full moon? Well, what does it matter? Oh, it freaking matters. Pay attention. It'll change things once you start to see the patterns. But really, just even acknowledging that there is a pattern or there is a thing that's kind of making you feel weird is the number one thing you need to do. You don't have to do it well. You don't have to do it all the time. You just have to make sure that you keep doing it. And it'll get easier and easier. And the space that you create by addressing these things and realizing that the only thing that matters is your relationship with yourself. That is the relationship you have with others. If you're not able to get what you need from yourself, you're not going to be able to find it in anyone else. It doesn't work that way. And we are not conditioned anyway to believe this, because you can't make money off of people that love themselves for who they are. You can't get people to buy fancy clothes and makeup and nice cars if they can't hold it over somebody else and you get a ping of worth, when really you just needed a hug as a kid and you didn't get enough. So all of this makes sense as to how we're feeling as a collective. If everybody's feeling like this, you're going to have energy fields of everyone reacting. And then that just leads to everyone feeling in a funk where everyone's talking about how, man, this week was really rough. Or, God, this whole day took so long, it was so dragging and slow. You're not the only one who feels it, because you're all affected by each other. Okay, so what I'd like to focus on is the fact that there's a lot of anxiety. If you're feeling anxiety, it's totally a thing. Heart palpitations, stress, inability to kind of regulate that adrenaline rush that comes up from the solar plexus that kind of attacks you in the throat, okay? It moves into the high heart area, which is the area that's between your heart chakra and your throat, somewhere in the collarbones. When I do the transmission, I'll try and address areas in the body that I'm actually feeling it. You might find that you feel it too. If I'm able to come through with what I'm seeing or what I'm hearing, or sensing or whatever, I will break the transmission and speak. You will find me move around a little bit. It's literally just me trying to move the energy through, and I'm fine. So you don't have to worry about it. If I look a little weird, a little twitchy, it makes the energy in my body, causes me to twitch, causes me to move, causes me to kind of keep transmitting and not breathe. You might hear me say breathe, breathe, because it's just me telling myself to snap out of it and breathe. But I also feel that you might be holding your breath. So if that happens, just make sure you're breathing and that you're calm. Okay? All right. Any questions? Anyone? I'll give you like a minute or two. And I'm just going to, just so I don't go off on another tangent, I just want to give myself a little timer here. Okay. Aw, thanks, Alice. You're fab too. Okay. Phone's about to die. Okay, that's fine. You may leave, Amanda, if you have to go. I understand. Okay. So, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect, and my intentions are to assist with the anxiety, detox, expansion in the heart chakra, in the chest space. If I am feeling something, or I can let you know what you can anticipate within the next couple days, I will let you know. And I would love to hear how this resonates with you. Feel free to ask me any questions, put them below. I have most of my stuff is on Lightbridge Healing at Instagram, so you can follow me over there. If you're on Insta, please follow me over there. And I do have a YouTube as well, and I'll add it into the comments if you're interested in watching other videos. And my art and all that stuff is kind of floating all over the place. So, okay. All right, so just take a few deep breaths, relax, get comfortable. If you'd like to listen with headphones, that's fine. If you don't want to listen that way, that's cool too. If you have cats around, cats seem to really dig this, so I'm curious if your cat comes around and hangs out. Oh, thank you. It's chrysoprase. I also love crystals too, so if you want to talk about crystals or any of this woo shit, just hit me up. Okay. May I be of service? I'm just going to ask them to come through.
Sietare un turkin, tere turskiara, tarakaya, nervursurikit, inkere intera usura in the voice corkim. Koya rikitere nemere sierra, nitkere interest with circuit. See, near Musiara, Moswa, Asiatiarak, Iumusia. Okay, so there's a pressure in between the shoulder blades. It's moving forward from the back into the lungs. I'm just gonna try and move that. Breathe. So grief in the lungs and it's like a turquoise light that's moving through the lungs. Water will be important. Collective pressure. So I'm feeling pressure in the left leg. The left side is the feminine side and also the side of receiving. They're showing me a bridge so with water flowing underneath. Hold. Yeah. Old timelines converging. Mother yourself. Oh my God, I see a way. I always see a go. I'm gonna ease the anxiety in the chest. Shamans. Old programs. Soya traka me toya soy que trae me voy cierre y indiwaka. Ich kann ihr der ak eine Western geht it again die müsste wir gern. Zion to you ziru ziu. They're showing me a heron. Here am I saying in the and I know so see I know near it and I always see because of my way what she did it was wow and so there's a lot of mother wounding into Kimroko in was the collective feminine it go in in no see we get it in you see on to see it's presenting as grief in the lungs. Pressure in the ears. Feel like pressure in the sinuses. Breathe, breathe. Get that egg. There's a lot of flushing in the face. Just gonna move through the energy and chest, the throat. Showing me my feet buried in the sand or in the dirt. Grounding. Okay. Movement into the feet and the foot chakras, the microbes in the soil. More time outside. You still have insomnia. I will walk just a few more days. Get that. Go easy. Watch how you speak to yourself. More water. Love yourself. Integration through sleep in the astral. Okay. So they're showing me a bowl that's being dumped out, and the water is murky. I'm taking this to be a detox of like a purging of the system. So more water, more grounding, more outdoor time, get in the dirt, even if it's just pick up a rock, hang out with rocks. Okay. Okay. Okay, breathe. Yep, and breathe. Terry says breathe. Okay, there it is. Okay, people are still here. Share! Okay, so there's nothing but a ton of tension through, almost as if you're kind of like you're going up over a roller coaster, like, you know, when you grab on but you can feel it all through your legs, like your legs tense. Gotta let that stuff move down to the ground. There's a lot of tension that's being held between the hips and the knees that is really just old energy that just needs to be released from the body. So when you're feeling it, Ange, good. If you are feeling emotional, let it out. That's part of this. Your body releases toxins through tears, through releasing of energy, holding on to stuff. Just let it go. Give it to the earth.
And if you're having a hard time getting outside, if you're not feeling like getting outside, I mean, I get it. Some of the way that we're existing on a day-to-day basis, it's hard to admit that you just don't want to do anything. And then that makes you feel like shit about yourself too, right? We don't need help with this. So try and take a shower. Try and take a shower meditation, maybe before you go to sleep. I like to get in the shower and do your normal thing, but as you're letting the water run over you, consciously say that you're getting rid of anything that doesn't serve you and you're letting it go down the drain. Watch it. Watch the suds go down the drain. And imagine your worries, your stress, your anxieties, your grief, that you're just letting it go, and then it's moving away from you and going back into the earth to be transmuted and let go of. Oh, thank you, Alice. And I know, Svetlana, I know you are in a situation where you cannot go out, so you're gonna have to try and bring it in. And I think the shower meditation is really where you need to be with that, especially if you're wanting to move your light language through. Do it. I'm trying to work on throat singing. That's my new thing. So if you're seeing me drive to work making weird faces, that's just me trying to work on that shit. Oh, hobbies, right? Let's see, Robbie. Oh, hey, Robbie. Okay. Yeah. Yep. When I get bummed, I don't want to get wet. And I don't know what that is. And I know like when you look at like depression and anxiety help and stuff like that, they're always like, just, take a shower. If you took a shower today, we're proud of you. And yeah, but sometimes you just don't want to feel wet. And I think tap into that. Try and figure out what that is. For me, I think it has to do with past lives. It has to do with the lineage that I came from. I think it might have something to do with the fact that I'm a very fiery water sign. My chart is very fiery. So it's a way, in a sense, maybe I'm extinguishing parts of myself or not letting myself feel emotions, which is something I do because I'm stubborn. Okay. Robbie, I just want to read what you wrote again. Oh, feeling into it. Yeah. So I think the activations coming in have everything to do with the Lionsgate Portal, especially moving into the 8/8 portal with Leo. There's a lot of bravado that's behind this. And I think dealing with Mars, which is wanting us to move forward, wanting to push us into places where we don't feel totally comfortable. We're feeling a lot of push and we're just not feeling really motivated, and it's conflicting. There's a duality there that needs to be addressed. So take baby steps. If you're doing one little thing, that's all you got to do. And just acknowledge it for what it is. Yeah, you might have been triggered by somebody, got pissed off, but if you stopped and went, I maybe should have done that a different way, or I understand what that is now, you did it. You've already moved past where you were. So just try and keep confronting those things and try and figure out how you're wired. We do a lot of externalizing. Turn inward. Take some time to get to know yourself. Take some time to just sit there and sit in your own energy field. How often do you do that? You sit down, you think about meditating. You don't even have to meditate. If you just sit with yourself and feel your blood circulating, your vibe. What does it feel like to be there with you? Hey, Dre. What is that? Do you know it? Because you should. It's what other people feel, in a sense. It's good to know where you're at so you can help regulate yourself. Because emotions are not a bad thing. It's just something that can kind of swing one way or the other without mindfulness. And the mindfulness is where you take your power back and you see situations as lessons, not necessarily as things that are happening to you, but things that are happening for you, for your growth. Do I broadcast this every week? If so, what time? This is legit my first one on my own page. But if it's well received, then I'll totally do it weekly. Tons of yard work. That's awesome. Oh, Teresa, I love that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So that's it. Just, and you do you. You have to live with yourself. It might as well be a good experience, right? Yes. Love you too, Cher. Thank you for being here. Okay. So if you have questions, let me know. Okay. I will work on doing this every week. I will try desperately to make it a thing. Good. I'm just glad everybody was here with me, and I just appreciate you so much. I'm going to post this on my page, so if you feel it will help others, feel free to share it. Also, feel free to hit me up on Instagram at Lightbridge Healing. I have artwork and stuff over there, and I don't know, memes. Although I guess I post them here too, so wherever you're more comfortable. But I'll try and do this more often, so it seems to be cool. Cool, Dre. All right. Oh, thanks, Char. Yay. Well, cool. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions, and I'll get back to you in the comments. Have a good one. Okay, love you guys too. Mwah. Bye.